अथापि देवपदाम्बुजद्वय प्रसादलेशानुग्रहित एव हि जानाहि तत्त्वं भगवन् महिम्नो कोऽपि चिरन् विचिन्वन्. So what we are seeing in this slide is that the honey bee is trying to drink the nectar in the honey bottle. But because the bottle is sealed, the honey bee is not able to enter the bottle, so it is just licking the glass, the bottle. So even if it licks the glass bottle for 10,000 years, can it taste the honey?
No.
Not possible. Never get the honey. Similarly, there are so many people in this world who are on the platform of mental speculation. They don't try to understand God from the Vedas, but they try to understand God from their own tiny, puny mind and insignificant knowledge, that they are frustrated in their attempts to know about God. Because our senses are imperfect and God is perfect. So simply to try to understand God by our senses will not have the desired result. In the Vedas it is explained that Brahma Parnad Vipralipsa Karna Patav Archavigya Vakye E Doshanaisa. What are the 4 defects in human beings? Anybody knows? We have basically 4 defects, because of which we cannot know God by our own strength perfectly.
Imperfect knowledge.
Senses. Imperfect senses, that is one. Because our ears cannot hear anything more than 20 to 20,000 hertz. Ear has imperfection. Eyes, if in the night, if all the lights go off, I cannot even see my hands. So the eyes also have some imperfection. They depend on something else, external. And in fact, I cannot even see my eyelids. They are the closest to my eyes. So there's so much imperfection in the eyes. So imperfect senses is the reason, one of the defects which every one of us has. The second,
mistakes.
Yeah.
Tendency.
The tendency to commit mistakes. There is a saying in English, to err is human. Every one of us, sometime or the other, commit mistakes. Even a person like Gandhi, he was told not to go in that prayer sabha, and that he will be killed. But he committed the mistake of going there and he was killed. So even the greatest people, everyone has a tendency to commit mistakes. And third,
Cheat others. Cheating.
Not able to forgive others.
yeah. So it is all linked with cheating propensity, or because of why do we have a cheating propensity? Anybody? Why do we have that propensity to cheat others, and
Maybe to earn or to grow
greed, happiness.
by cheating.
yeah. Basic fundamental problem is that we don't know who we are. We are not this body, we are the soul. So we are actually cheating ourselves first. You know, I had explained that you were not there in the Computer Institute also about the soul. We had a series of lectures. So if I start it again, then they will all get bored. So, basically it's an identity crisis that we don't know who we are, and we are trying to give ourselves enjoyment. We are trying to do so many things, and it will never be lost. What is the verse in the Gita? It says that. Yeah, apiche suduracharo bhajat apiche suduracharo bhajate mam ananyabha स्वल्पमुप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायतो महतो भयात् नेहापि क्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते. That any endeavor, the difference between material endeavor and spiritual endeavor is that material endeavor, the fruits are perishable. When the body is perished, everything is perished. Even if we have a bank balance of 5 crores, next life we have to start from zero. We can't carry forward all the money, all the learning, all the education, all the things which we have learned. But spiritual knowledge is something which clings on to the soul, life after life. Like if we learn 5% now, next life we start at 6%. Automatically we carry forward spiritual knowledge. Because material knowledge is on the platform of the body, so the body perishes, but spiritual knowledge is linked with the soul. Unfortunately, the present modern day education system is only geared to giving a gross knowledge. So we should try to understand spiritual knowledge also. It is we should learn to think about our future. That is future after death. So it's very important that instead of speculating like the mosquito, trying to lick the honey from outside the jar, one should actually try to lick the real honey. And how do we the fourth defect of the human being, what is the fourth defect? Is that we consider ourselves the body, whereas we are the soul. So all these four defects make us imperfect to understand God by the dint of our own knowledge. So we have to learn from some superior authority. And what is the superior authority?
Guru Swami.
Yes, it is known as Shabda Brahma. Shruti. There are three kinds of knowledge. First is Pratyaksha, second is Anuman, and third is Shabda Brahma. Pratyaksha means Pratyaksha, I see the sun and say, okay, the sun I can see, it is like a ball, and I am directly seeing the sun. But that Pratyaksha knowledge can be false, because you see the sun in the size of the ball, but actually the sun is so huge. So our Pratyaksha sight may be limited. We cannot guess the size of the sun just by seeing from the eyes. So that also is not perfect knowledge, just by seeing Pratyaksha. Some people say, oh, show me God, then I will believe. But my dear sir, your senses are imperfect. How can you see God? You can't even see the sun. So how can you see God? first try to, like one car was driving on the road and it got not working. So the driver, he got down and tried to open the engine and tried to fix. He could not find out what was the mistake in the car, but he immediately called the engineer, the car person, and immediately he just opened and just looked and said, carburetor mein kachra hai. Some dirt has gone in the carburetor. So how can that person could see it and why the other person could not see it? Can you tell me?
He had the knowledge of it.
Studied
Professional.
Yeah,
He had the knowledge of
the training and he studied that line and he knows where to see, he can see it now. So even to see some problem in the car, it requires so many years of training. And people, they come and say, Swamiji, show me God right now. Just show me right now, then I'll believe. That is foolishness. They don't want to have any training, they don't want to practice any spiritual practice, and then you just come and say, just show me God. So, how is that possible? Abhyasa yoga yuktena, Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, you need to practice spiritual life. Then slowly, you will start perceiving God. While chanting His name, while engaging in activity, you start seeing your soul. So it is a vigyan, it is a science which one can actually, not only theory, but you can realize, but not instantly. One needs to practice under proper guide. Just like he learned how to see the problem in the car from some school or from some teacher. Similarly, you have to learn from a teacher about God. So, only one who has seen that can show it to you. So in that way, instead of speculating like this, like a mosquito trying to lick outside the honey, one should try to, get the real honey by, so second form of knowledge, what is it?
Anuman.
Anuman. What is Anuman mean?
Perception.
speculation.
Yeah, guesswork, speculation. Like Charles Darwin said that man has come from monkey. He had no proof. He had no proof. Has any one of you seen a monkey become a man? Have you seen? Then how did you believe Charles Darwin? Why did you not ask for proof in the college, the school? Yes, Ganesh, can you?
I haven't thought of that.
Okay. So, and if monkeys are turning into man, why the monkeys are still there?
No,
Right.
actually the education was like forced on us. No?
Forced
We
on.
never had this speculation kind of thing to to ask the teacher that the right
Yeah.
now. It was like thrust upon us. This is the thing. You have to believe this. That's it.
Yes.
Just to accept.
No, but I think at that level, no, we didn't have the maturity of questioning them and
No, but
why it is not other way.
we still don't question it. No.
Yeah, that's what
Do
I'm
we?
saying. No, we don't. I mean, it's all past now.
So I mean, we have wasted so much of our life in hearing theories which are constantly changing in science and hearing things which are not proved. And when it comes to spiritual knowledge, we immediately question. Okay, give me proof. Give me proof. Give me this. And so many years in school and college, we just have heard blindly. This is right, this is okay, 2 plus 2 equal to 4. Did you ever question it? Why 2 plus 2 equal to 4? Nobody questioned. Why pi equal to 3.142? Did you question that? No, nobody questioned. Everyone accepted.
Why
No.
people are so sensitive regarding spiritual knowledge?
Because they are afraid if I accept God, I will have to surrender.
Okay.
Here there is no surrender.
In education, you can do anything you want. You study, just go to college and then come and enjoy. But if I accept God, then all my things will change. I have to accept rebirth, and I have to start preparing for rebirth, and I have to accept that I am the soul, and I have to put my head down to somebody, oh, I can't do that. There's a saying in Hindi, sir kata sakte hain, lekin sir jhuka sakte hain. I'll cut my head, but I will not bow my head to anyone. So, somebody superior you can't accept now.
The ego, because
Yeah. So that is why you question everything. Okay, show me God, show me the soul. So, but Anuman is highly defective form of knowledge because it can be totally wrong. The speculation, like Darwin said, man come from monkey. Then when Darwin saw the intricate nature of the human eye, later after he propagated his theory, he saw the intricate nature of the human eye, retina and all that. Then Darwin said, I don't think this can come by chance. It cannot come by chance. There is so much deep mechanism. There has to be some superior intelligence. But man has come from monkey by chance. When you ask the scientists something, they say it happened by chance. How did the creation come? Because they don't know the answer. The Big Bang happened. There was a mass and it came a Big Bang. And how did the earth? By chance. It cooled down and by chance it.
Actually, there was a explanation given that this Big Bang theory is as ridiculous as the chance. Like for example, you had a print shop, where they print the books.
Yes.
So if there's an explosion in the print shop, and out comes flying a fully printed book. So what is the chance of an explosion, happening in a printing shop, and the result, being a fully printed book flying out? So it's as ridiculous as.
And the theory is that it kept on raining for millions of years.
Yeah, and there was a big tomato soup.
Yeah.
Big soup and carbon dioxide and oxygen, lightning.
And one lightning struck one drop of water from which life started. So even today there is lightning.
So okay, we will believe in the theory, but why can't you make it now?
Yeah, so we should be having,
even now
new
it should be
animals
possible.
every time we have a lightning.
Dr. Gurkha Singh, they did this probability analysis of life coming from the soup. What is the probability, like you said? And they came that the probability is 1 is to minus 40,000. 1 raised to minus 40,000. I mean, so many zeros we can't even imagine. That life will come by chance. Still, when I was in IIT studying, my head of my department, Dr. A.K. Singh, the biological head, used to teach us. Then I used to ask him, he was ultimately some things cannot be answered by science. So you say nature is so complex. Ultimately nature is so variety, nature is so great. So I asked him, whose nature? What is beyond nature? When you talk of nature, there has to be someone's nature. Prakruti. We say Prakruti. When modern science cannot answer something, they say Prakruti is nature. So great, so vast, cannot explain. But Prakruti means there has to be some Purusha. Some person whose nature is that. Nature cannot exist individually. Like Isaac Newton, that apple fell on his head. Sitting. And he wondered why things are coming down, not going up. Then he discovered the law of gravitation. But he did not ask further that who made the law of gravitation. He discovered, he did not invent the law of gravitation. He discovered the law of gravitation. But the scientists, they go up to a particular level, they don't go above that. They just try to discover the laws, but they don't try to ask who is the law maker. If a traffic signal is going on in Bangalore, everything is running systematic. When the child sees the signal, you say somebody is pulling the switch. There has to be some person, it cannot go on automatically. So much system is there in this creation. So The science is saying that if you try to talk about God, then science will become dogmatic. But in fact, without God, it has become dogmatic. That they cannot explain where the laws are coming from. Cannot be automatically created. The laws. There has to be a superior intelligence. Even to run a small house, we need some intelligence. We need to work. So to run the whole universe, whole creation, how it can run automatically? Fundamental question to even a child can understand. Still, the scientists want to ignore it, ignore the existence of God and cheat millions of people simply. So. Cannot become God. You have to be God. Here Krishna is come. Krishna is considered God in all the Vedic scriptures unanimously. When Krishna showed the Vishwarup to Arjuna, Arjuna said that Arjuna wanted to see the universal form of Krishna because he knew that he accepted God, Parabrahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram, Paramam. He accepted Krishna as the supreme God, but then he thought that I may accept, but I am considered a friend of Krishna. So, my acceptance people will not take seriously because they think that I am a friend, that's why I accept him as God. So then Arjuna asked Krishna, please show me a universal form where all creation is there, because then the whole world will accept. I may accept, but people may not take it seriously. So Krishna showed his universal form to Arjuna. Then he showed his unlimited expansions of Vishnu. Whom did he show this to?
Brahma.
To Brahma. Brahma, he kidnapped the calves of Krishna. He thought Krishna is an ordinary boy playing with the cow, eating butter. So he kidnapped Brahma, all the cows, and put them asleep in Brahmaloka in the cave, in Yoga Nidra. Then he kidnapped all the cowherd boys. So Krishna understood this is the work of Brahma. So Krishna is thinking, oh Brahma, do you think I am dependent on anyone to perform my lila? No. So for 1 year, Krishna expanded himself into as many calves and as many cowherd boys, exactly identical as they were before. He expanded himself. And same, if they are carrying the bugle on the waist, that same they were carrying the bugle on the waist. Everyone was exactly the same as it was before. So Brahma came down and again he saw, oh, they are here also. Then he went to Brahmaloka in the cave, again opened, oh, they are here also. So he's going back and coming back forth. He is having doubt, how can they be? I captured them and I put them there. So then ultimately when Brahma came back, then Krishna said that it is time to now remove this illusion of Brahma, that he thinks that I am an ordinary being. So Krishna manifested in all the forms of the cowherd boys and the calves which he had taken. He manifested his 4 hands as Vishnu form, and he showed it to Brahma. And Brahma became very, very sad, lamenting, oh, why did I test God? Though he was playing like an ordinary human being. Krishna, some people don't believe that Krishna is God because they think he has also 2 hands like us, 2 feet like us. And we also die, we also have old age. So Krishna also must be having the same. What answer you will give them? How will you explain them? It is known as anthropomorphism or zoomorphism. That our qualities we project on God. Instead of saying that man is made in the image of God, they say that
God is made in the image of man.
God is made in the image of man. So if I die, I have to die. Then God also has to die. And Michelangelo is old, he made the God. If I get old, God also has old. If I have a beard, then God also has to. So that is projecting our wrong conceptions of God. Though God has two hands, actually we are made in the image of God because God has two divine hands and two divine feet and a same form like us. We have that same form. But what is the difference?
Satchitananda.
Yeah, God's body is Satchidananda, divine.
We are made of mucus, all kinds of.
Yeah, our body is material body. That is why Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, how many years old he was? On Kurukshetra. Yeah, around 125 years old. But do you see a beard, mustache, white hair? See, I am already 34 now. I have started getting white hair. Already white hair I have started. So, but Krishna, 125 years old, looking like a 16-year-old youth. Kandarpa Goti Kamaniya Vishesh Shobham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajam. So the body, his body is never decaying because his body is made up of only three ingredients: Sat, Chit and Anand. Sat, Chit and Anand. And our body is made up of bones, blood, mucus and all these things. And our soul is Satchidananda. Soul is also a minute part of God. So our Satchidananda body is also lying dormant in the soul. It is compressed form in the soul. We also have a Satchidananda body where we can enter into the spiritual world and serve. It is in the compressed form in the soul. So by self-realization it will expand. That spiritual body will expand and gradually, especially by sound vibration. The only way to awaken our spiritual form is by sound vibration. That is by chanting the mantra, by chanting the holy name of God. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Nityananda, Gaur. So that is what Krishna is showing, that I am different from you. And can you show this so many forms? Somebody can show this form, then one is God. Then in Andhra Pradesh there is some avatar has come of Kalki.
ध्यान मंदिर and all.
So many avatars and so many incarnations are being manufactured and people are accepting them blindly. In fact, some avatar, they go in the jail and they come out in bail. How can God go into jail? When God was born in Devaki's womb in the jail, all the jail doors became open and all the shackles became released. How can God have to be captured in jail? Not possible. Somebody asked him, okay, you show me your Vishwarupa. Somebody asked this bogus incarnation, show me these forms which Krishna has shown to Brahma. So what he did, you know? He went to a shop and ordered his lamination to be made of 2-3 stories high and said, see, this is my Vishwa. Some photo, lamination. What is this? What is this?
I heard recently that I had invited one person. So he told me that recently he had been to ashram here, Sai Baba ashram.
Yeah.
So now he is almost 8 years old.
Okay.
Recently, they had the celebrations. So he is so he is not even able to walk, or they literally have to carry him now.
Yeah.
So helpless now.
Yeah.
Sai Baba.
So even when Prabhupada's time, there was one very rich man. He went to one guru and then he came to Prabhupada. So Prabhupada said, are you God? said, yeah, my Guru says we are all God. We are all God, we just have to meditate and become God. So then, go and ask your Guru why does he go to hospital when the tooth is paining? So he went to the Guru and asked him, why do you go to Guruji, if you are God, why your tooth is paining? Because God is all powerful. Why the God needs help of somebody else to remove the tooth pain? And so he asked the Guru. The Guru became confused, what to reply. Then after looking here and there, the Guru said, oh, it is my Leela. It is my pastime. My tooth is paining, so I can go and deliver that guy in the hospital. That doctor will check my tooth and he will get delivered by touching me. So he came back to Prabhupada and said, my Guru is telling it is his Leela. He is God, everyone is God, it is his Leela. So Prabhupada said, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Doshanu Darshanam. In the Bhagavad Gita it is said it is not Leela, it is Dosha. Dukkha Doshanu Darshanam. Vyadhi, disease, is a defect. And death, birth, old age, these are all 4 defects in this material world. So if he considers this Leela, then it's totally cheating others. The difference between karma and Leela, what is the difference between our activities and God's activities? Our activities are due to our past karma. Our past deeds, what we have done in the previous lives, have determined what we are going to do right now. Our is forced. We don't want to take birth in a poor family or as blind or as lame. We don't want to take birth like that, but we are forced. We are forced to take birth like that. Why we are forced? Due to our past misdeeds. Nobody is innocent. Sometimes people ask, Swamiji, why are these children born blind? They are so innocent. Actually, they are getting a reaction from some misdeed they have performed. The scientists cannot explain why a child gets blind, lame, cannot explain. But it is due to
they will blame it on the genes.
Genes.
The genes.
yeah. But why the genes have like that? Have become like that? Why not for everyone? Why everyone is born in a different? Again by chance. But it is not by chance. Even science says it is not by chance. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So science also gives the answer that there cannot be by chance. So one should always understand that the hand of the superior intelligence of God. So what was saying previously? Yeah. So our activities are known as karma because they are forced on us. But God's activities are known as lila because they are due to supreme independence. He can do anything at any time. He can come right now, he can come here. He can show his forms, universal form to anyone he wants. He can take birth anywhere he wants, in any place. And so he's totally independent. Another name for God is Swarat. Swarat means independent, totally independent. Because the soul is also a minute part of God. That is why the soul also has some minute independence. We also have some independence. At every step we can choose whether I want to serve God or whether I want to serve His external energy. Forget Him. At every point we can choose because God does not force on us. He just said. So that minute independence is always given to the soul. Whether the soul is a king or a pauper or a beggar or a businessman or a housewife, Every soul has a minute independence, and every second the soul can decide whether I want to connect with God or I want to forget God. And now, can I ask you a question? Why has God given us this independence? Why doesn't God force? Some people ask me, Swamiji, why doesn't God force every soul to become His devotee? Because ultimately the soul is His part and parcel. So why is He allowing so many bad things in this world? Why does He not force the soul? Actually, if you would force the soul, then there would be no material world, because all souls would be good souls in the spiritual world, serving God.
Because He loves us.
Because He loves us. If you love someone, then you will force them.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. Because devotion, or that the soul, God has manifested the soul, created the soul for a particular purpose. You know what is the purpose? It may sound like a selfish purpose, but that is the purpose.
For his enjoyment.
Huh?
For his enjoyment.
For giving Him enjoyment. He created the souls to connect with Him, because that is the only way the part will get enjoyment. The body will get, the hand will get enjoyment if it puts food in the body, and then automatically the hand will become strong. If the part serves the whole, then only the part can get enjoyment. So God created the soul to be connected with Him. But now the problem of connecting with Him is something which has to come spontaneously from the soul. See, even though God created the soul, manifested the soul, He wanted the soul to spontaneously connect with Him, not to force it. Like, today is father's birthday, and the father will tell the child, okay child, I'll give you 100 rupees, go and get a cake for me, my birthday today, go. Then if the child says, no, I am sorry, go, bring for me, today my birthday. The child will go and bring. Will the father be happy with that cake?
Child also won't be happy.
Child also won't be happy, father also won't be happy.
Spontaneous.
Yeah, but if it's a birthday and the child says, Father, I will give you a surprise. He goes out. And father is so happy because it has come from automatically. If I go in front, nowadays they're coming out with artificial intelligence. If I go in front of the computer and I type, I love you, and in the computer monitor screen it will show me, I love you. Will I be happy with the computer? Huh? No, because I have typed myself, what is the big deal in that? But suddenly when I am working and the computer suddenly shows,